Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. Famous words from an ingenious comic.
He fears my methods because he doesn't understand my methods, you know. Human nature, the unknown, sure. But relax, you know. I don't want all this, oh, what are you doing, what are you doing? How are you doing it? No.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 moments from multi-award winning comedian Ricky Gervais. Before we begin, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at everything from host spots to character slots, exploring what it is that makes Gervais one of the most revered and controversial comics around.
When Brad and Angelina see our next two adorable little presenters, they're going to want to adopt them. Please welcome Kevin Hart and Ken Jeong.
Number 10, Lady Gypsy. If you didn't know already, one of Gervais's most famous characters, David Brent, thinks himself a bit of a musician, prompting the ex-office manager to fund his own album, tour, and music videos. Enter Lady Gypsy. It all starts off very cheesy and 90s boy band, but soon, in true Brent fashion, inappropriate things creep in out of nowhere, prostitution being one of them.
She laid me down on a bed of heather, she said, please be careful, this is what I sell.
The wide-eyed glares, false smiles, rolled-up sleeves, neck bandana, all classic Brent. God, the song's actually quite catchy as well.
I lost my heart to a lady gypsy so long ago, I forget her name, but I still remember the smell of the flower.
Number 9, Liam Neeson has AIDS. You may know this Irish actor for his uber-serious work in Schindler's List, Taken and Batman Begins, and it's that back catalogue that makes this scene so memorable.
I'm funny, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Playing a version of himself in the self-deprecating Life's Too Short series, Neeson sits with Gervais and plays out a series of improv sketches, which Neeson clearly doesn't get the gist of.
I said, Stephen, I make lists all the time. And he said, that's exactly what I'm looking for. What's funny?
Watching Gervais tiptoe around the acting heavyweight, trying not to offend him, is priceless. And Gervais' acknowledgement of the fact that he can get away with offensive jokes is brilliant as well.
Hey. Hi, how's it going? What seems to be the problem?
I've contracted AIDS.
Number 8, telling Finchy where to go. Throughout the series of The Office, Brent's always wisecracking his way through the working day, most of the time accidentally at the expense of others.
Right, and what was your job? Professor in charge of watching Countdown every day.
When his associate Chris Finch is around though, Brent more often than not becomes the butt of the jokes. Putting it down to classic banter, Brent lets the low blows go. That is until the Christmas party.
No dog with you today, David?
Oh, do you not see her? She just left.
When Finch makes a joke about Brent's date, he decides he's had enough and finally puts him in his place. Nice one, David.
Chris,
Yeah.
why don't you off?
Number 7, Mel Gibson drinking joke. Gervais is a well-known social assassin at award ceremonies, and the Golden Globes have proven to be one of his most deadly platforms.
To be fair, The Martian was a lot funnier than Pixels. But then again, so was Schindler's List.
He has some complicated relationships with many different celebrities, including Mel Gibson, who he's called out on numerous occasions.
He's been through a lot. Not as much as the Jews, to be fair.
We were going to go with Gervais' Jewish shout, but it's his sly alcoholic dig that makes the list. Beer in hand, Gervais subtly brings up Gibson's alcohol abuse before introducing him to the stage. Brutal.
I like a drink as much as the next man. Unless the next man is Mel Gibson.
Number 6, Kate Winslet Holocaust joke. We're rolling with the punches to another blink and you'll miss it awards night shaming as Gervais sets his sight on Titanic actress Kate Winslet. Congratulating her on winning an Oscar for a recent film, Gervais nonchalantly says that Holocaust-themed films are guaranteed awards.
I told ya, do a Holocaust movie, the awards come, didn't I?
As everyone claps, frowns and laughs, nobody's quite sure what to say.
Trouble is with Holocaust films, there's never any gag reel on the DVDs.
So, naturally, Gervais picks it up himself with a monologue debating how offensive the joke really was.
Don't do it, it'll be fine.
Number 5, the little girl joke. Yeah, this one is as edgy as they come. Gervais has some killer stand-up material, most of which is close to the bone and based on highly controversial issues, including religion, sexual orientation, race, and in this case, paedophilia.
Till the man came along. Yeah, a man came along and he asked my friends to leave, so it was just me and him.
As with many of Gervais's contentious jokes, it starts out as a serious and shocking story, only to spontaneously morph into something dark and sinister.
And then what happened? Nothing, that was it. Oh, we'll make something up.
People go to watch him to be shocked, and he never disappoints. Number 4. Brent, the motivational speaker. Hired for some reason by a consultancy firm to deliver a motivational speaking session for a group of paying punters, Brent delivers exactly what you'd expect him to.
And if you have lost both legs and both arms, just go, at least I'm not dead. I'd rather be dead in that situation.
Naff jokes, some of which are offensive, weird analogies and sporadic laughter, the speech certainly doesn't motivate, but it definitely entertains us.
Come on, trust me, you'll feel...
If his motivational techniques weren't bad enough, Brent even makes a meal of a photo opportunity and plays himself out to Tina Turner's Simply the Best.
Come on, get into it.
What a legend. Number 3. Sarcastic Emmy speech. Back to the awards again, where Gervais ridicules pretty much every celeb to ever win an Emmy.
So take a picture of that.
Presenting one of the night's awards, Gervais mocks the narcissism and photographic rituals of the ceremonies, asking for an Emmy to be brought on stage for him to pose and cry dramatically whilst holding it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
As well as being classic tongue-in-cheek Gervais, it also showcases his convincing acting chops and shows us that he can give almost anything his own special brand of comedy.
Tweet that. And, Bob's your uncle. Right.
Number 2. The dance. David Brent likes to be the centre of attention, so when Neil, Brent's boss, performs an elaborate Saturday Night Fever dance for Red Nose Day, his feathers naturally get a bit ruffled.
You can add that to yours if you like.
Alright, cheers. I've already raised more than that in a way.
Jealous that Neil has stolen the limelight and been the main source of comic relief, Brent simply can't let it go, which triggers his own impromptu dance session, which is, well, the clapping quickly fades and we're left with nothing but Brent's aggressive, humming. Number 1. Taking Steve Carell's Emmy. Anyone who's heard of The Office UK has probably heard about the US spin-off by the same name, something that sparked debate for years.
Ricky Gervais couldn't be here tonight, so instead we're going to give this to our friend Steve Carell.
When lead of The Office US, Steve Carell, accepted an Emmy award on Gervais' behalf, rumours developed about how Carell had failed to give it to him. Following the event, Gervais questioned Carell in front of a packed Emmy crowd to ask for his award back, and it was incredibly awkward.
I sat through Heaven Almighty. Give me my Emmy.
Not to worry, the two are good friends and the whole thing was planned. Classic.
Give me the Emmy. Give me it. Give me the... Thank you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo UK and subscribe for more great content.